Hello humans, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're one of my bagel babes. I'm Kelsey, I'm the blogger behind Blondes and Bagels, and I'm continuing my series of one brand makeup tutorials with this little Charlotte Tilbury glowy romantic look today. So we've got a full face of Charlotte Tilbury on. I will walk you guys through what I used, what products I'm loving. This is not a first impression. I have used these products before, so I can give you some good opinions on it. And if you're curious how I got this look and want to talk about Charlotte Tilbury, then keep on watching.
This is real love.
Just putting on a little lip balm first. Lip balm is not Charlotte Tilbury. But I got dry lips, you can see. Been a little anxious, maybe picking at them, that's okay. Anyway, I pulled all of my Charlotte Tilbury stuff together into my Quiana makeup case, monogrammed it, super cute. Just so I could like keep myself organized, put everything in there. I'm gonna start with the eyes like I usually do, but I actually wanted to do a little skin prep first and let that kind of sink in while I'm doing the eyes. I don't really like applying foundation right on top of moisturizer or primer. I just feel like it's, I don't know why, I just don't like that wet feeling. So anyway, I have the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream here. Comes in this beautiful, beautiful bottle. Essentially the story behind her magic cream just looks like a moisturizer, but the story behind it is that basically she would use it like backstage and on red carpets. It was her own special formula with God knows what in it, but it's supposed to brighten and sort of like enhance the skin, add a lot of moisture and hydration. I'm taking like the smallest amount each time. And so everybody, I guess, was like dying to know what was in it. So she jarred it up and sold that shiz. I will say it's not cheap, it's very expensive. It does have a light scent to it, sort of like a floral scent. Nothing here is a first impression, by the way. Charlotte Tilbury's team did send me a box of some things, and then I had already purchased some stuff, and then I purchased some more stuff, so none of this is a first impression. I've been using these products for a minimum of a couple weeks now just to test them out. So the Magic Cream, I really do like it. I think it's a great moisturizer. You can see like the instant glow that it gave me to my skin. It's an amazing before makeup moisturizer. There's obviously a world of moisturizers out there that are at a lower price point, and I have some ones that are less expensive that I still really enjoy. But if you're willing to spend, I don't think any of my lower price point moisturizers really are this good under makeup specifically. So I do really like this, it's great. And then the other skin item I'm gonna apply really quick is actually, I'll apply Wonder Glow as the other thing to soak in while we're kind of hanging out. So Wonder Glow is like her primer. It's basically a glowing base for the face. We're going full glow today, like look at that. Just applying that generously for that glow. I don't know that it really helps with the longevity of makeup, but again, if you're going for the Charlotte Tilbury glow, this is a great product to start with. You could honestly just walk out like this if you're feeling confident about your skin. I have a little bit of redness and some pimples, so I use a foundation, but I wish Charlotte had an eye primer. I don't do anything without an eye primer, and Smashbox I think makes the absolute best one, but let me know if you have any good recommendations for eye primers down below. I've got one of Charlotte's quads here. This is the Exaggerized quad. It comes with 4 colors. This is the quad that they used on the models at the Victoria's Secret fashion show. I just fell in love with like the neutral look of it. I actually used this palette in my wedding makeup video. So if you want to see another tutorial using it, feel free to go watch that video. I really do like it. I really do think I'll use it on my wedding day. I will say though, there's not a ton of variety, right? It's 4 colors. Like how many looks are you really making with these 4 colors? And then also this shade is the only matte shade, and it's too dark to go in my crease. It's more of like an outer corner color for me. I'm about as fair as they come, so for me, that just is what it is. So I'm actually gonna go into Charlotte Tilbury's Film Star Bronze and Glow with a fluffy brush and go into the Sculpt shade, basically like the bronzer shade. And I'm gonna take that into the crease to start. Like back when I worked at MAC, that was like the #1 thing they taught us, is always to like get that blending color into the crease first, because it just kind of allows everything else to blend beautifully, defines the crease. So it's not really about adding any drama or anything. It's more just about adding like that little bit of definition, almost like just giving you that shadow in the socket. And I really do enjoy using bronzers to do this. Bronzers tend to make like the best transition shade in the crease. So So I do want to try and keep this look slightly different than what we did in the wedding makeup video. I could honestly just do the same look again. It's very easy, let me tell you. There's just not a lot of difference going on here. But I think what we'll do is we'll actually just jump into this shade right here. I think it's the Define shade or the Pop shade. Who's to say, really? I don't know. I really hate when palettes do this. I hate when they put it on the back because I never know if it's supposed to like mirror it or flip it. I just, like, what do you want me to do with this information, kind sir? So I'm gonna go in with this color right here all over the lid. Charlotte Tilbury quads are absurdly expensive. Just honestly, absurdly expensive for 4 colors. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've got to be like 50 bucks or something like that. I paid for this one, nobody sent me this. And I was willing to splurge because in my mind I was like, this is my wedding palette. And I do think it's great for special events like that. I do want to try some of her other palettes. There's one that's got like some silvers in it I'm kind of dying to try. Maybe it's like the Uptown Girl palette or something. But they're just expensive. I think the quality of the shadows are really good. Her sparkles, like this pop shade or whatever it is, you can see I'm having to go back in multiple times to really get that payoff, to get that shine that I'm after. However, they're easy to work with. You get like no fallout. The colors are beautiful. And I think she's just all about that glow, which they do accomplish. It's one of those things I just consider it like a luxury. That's just what I would say. It's, you know, they're really good and they're really expensive and I enjoy it, but it just depends what you're looking for, you know? So that just gave me like a nice glow all over the lid. I think we could add a little bit of definition in the outer corner if we wanted. Should we go in with this one? Let's do it. This shade is a little bit more powdery. I'll kick back on that. I'm like barely touching my lid and got all of that payoff. The thing is that this palette, like I just don't see how you're getting multiple looks out of it. Like this already kind of looks like the wedding look I did. It's not that far off, which that's fine. That's okay, it's pretty. I do love the colors here. Like for green eyes, like just absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. Stunning. Stunning, darling, stunning. Should we take some under the eyes? Okay, that's it for the shadow. Again, this is the Exaggerized palette. It is really cute, just pricey like everything else. That is Charlotte. But beautiful colors. Every time I put this on, I really do think about how it really is the perfect thing for my wedding day. Sorry I'm getting so many texts if you hear that dinging in the background. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the rest of my skin. I'm going to use the Light Wonder foundation. I'm in the lightest shade Fair. This is supposed to be the more glowy, hydrating of her 2 foundations. I think she has a foundation that's called like the Magic Foundation. I did my research on that one and it seems like it's more of a matte finish, which I have dry skin. I try to remember to tell you guys that in every single video in case you are new in these parts of town, but I think it's important when you're listening to people's reviews and full faces of things that you're taking into consideration their skin type. Because for me, with dry skin, I need something that has that glow and that hydration, but if you're on the more oily side, you might prefer Magic Foundation because it's more for matte skin. It's more for oily skin to give you that matte look, give you some oil control. The coverage on this is definitely light to medium. It's buildable coverage, but I would say it's still, you know, you can see my zittles, which on that note, I did not pick up a Charlotte Tilbury concealer and they did not send me one, so I will not be using one today. Not a big concealer person in general. Again, I just think for me with my dry skin, I end up like looking worse when I pack on concealer. I do use it for special events, like if I get a zit on my wedding day, obviously I will take some concealer to that bad boy. But for today, I'm not gonna be reviewing anything like that. We're just gonna do a light, fresh coat of the Light Wonder foundation and keep it moving. I did buy this in the past and ended up returning it because I wasn't that impressed with it, but I just purchased this again like a week or so ago and have been using it. I don't really know what my problem was with it the first time. I think it's nice. It gives a beautiful glow. It does what it says it's gonna do. My skin is a lot better right now, more clear than it has been in the recently. So I think the last time I tried it, like maybe I didn't like it because of the fact that it covered basically nothing. But right now, like my goal isn't coverage. It's much more of just like the glow, the hydration, that youthful look and feeling. So for that, I really do enjoy it. It is a great foundation. There's no SPF though, so I'm usually an SPF girl. Again, for events, I wouldn't want SPF, but for every day I do, so I wish it had that. Okay, another item I picked up was Charlotte's Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. It's kind of a tongue twister. It's always a little bit hard to open. Beautiful packaging. Looks like this. Incredibly, incredibly finely milled. It is just so finely milled. I can't even describe to you. It's just very light. I'm not a big powder girl in general with like face powders because again, I do have dry skin, but this powder, I really do think will be the only powder I use going forward. This and maybe the Glossier powder, but it's just so fine and light. I don't have dry skin girl problems with it. And I actually think it improves the longevity of the Light Wonder foundation because again, like I said, Light Wonder is so sheer that halfway through the day, I felt like it was like breaking up usually, but I've been wearing this and going to work and have not had problems with it breaking up on the skin. So I just take this as the Too Faced Mr. Right brush and I'm just like gently pressing it into this center of my face area. It's a great powder. I know a lot of people recommend it. I do know it's expensive. It's really good. Honestly, it's a great powder, especially if you have dry skin and you still sometimes struggle with longevity, but you really don't want something that's gonna dry you out even more. It's a great, great powder. And speaking of more great products would be her Film Star Bronze and Glow. I know that we looked at this briefly when I popped the bronze color into the crease, but it comes with the bronze shade and a highlight shade right here. This one is the fair medium. I don't know, could this really work for medium skin tones? Again, I'm just like very pale, very, very pale. But this is like my favorite part of any Charlotte Tilbury face that I do is dipping into this because it adds all the dimension back into my face. Like, and for us very fair pale girls out here, it's actually really hard to find good bronzers. I think bronzers are a little bit easier to find maybe for somebody that's just like a couple shades up from me. But for me, everything can turn really oompa loompa and clowny like really quickly and can just look really unnatural. Like I just want something to look like a shadow. I don't want it to look like I self-tanned the crap out of myself. So anyway, I'm just applying this with a Real Techniques brush like I normally would anything else, sort of in that 3 motion down the sides of my nose. Not a big like true contour girl. I know in my wedding makeup video, I like did a full contour, layered some cream bronzers and stuff like that, which I will totally do for an event, especially my wedding, because I want that longevity. But for an everyday look, this'll do. It is a luminous bronzer. I wouldn't say it's like sparkly or anything, but you do get that glow. So Charlotte always does blush last, so I'm gonna continue to move on with the highlighter in the palette. Get ready for some glow. Not that I don't already have glow in my life right now. The whole look is angel sent from the heavens level of glow. I got so many compliments on my skin yesterday. I went to Skin Spirit for my third M-Sculpt appointment and I was wearing, not this eyeshadow, but I was wearing this exact skin situation because like I said, I've been testing it out and like literally I walked in, it's a med spa, you know what I mean? So like when those people are complimenting your skin, you're like, ugh, me? Yeah, they were all like, you're glowing, your skin is beautiful. Shout out to Charlotte. That's why I'm glowing. Shout out to Charlotte. Okay, I don't have any Charlotte brow products and they did not send me any, so I'm just gonna use a quick brow gel. I say this in every single video, my eyebrows are microbladed. I just like to define the hairs a little bit more. It's also just kind of a ritual. I've always filled in my brows, so. Alrighty then, eyeliner time. The Charlotte team sent me over the Feline Flick. Looks like this, has a really fine felt tip point. This is easily the most precise eyeliner brush I've ever owned, not brush. It's the most precise eyeliner I've ever owned. It's just the thinnest, gives like the total capability for that fine point and that fine line. Like any normal human being, eyeliner makes me nervous, so I'm not gonna talk, I'm just gonna do it. Does that look even? Well, it's gonna have to be even enough. That's where I'm stopping. I don't usually do wings with a pen like this. Usually I do it with a brush. I just tend to, you gotta do what works for you. For me, it's easier for me to like control the wing and the size of it and the shape when I use a brush. I really don't use stuff like this, but for the sake of showing you guys that somebody like me that's not confident using something like this, I just wanted you to see what you could do, basically. It's called Feline Flick. It's meant obviously for this purpose. I love this eyeliner. It is great. It's one of the best felt tip pen liners I've personally ever used. It's awesome. Like I said, it gives you the most precision. I didn't practice this when I've been wearing it the past couple weeks. I've just been doing it like on the eye, no flick. So that was, I got a little crazy today. And actually, I mean, it doesn't look like trash. So there's that. The other thing I really do love, and I'm shocked that I do because I'm picky as all all hell with mascaras. I return mascaras. I rarely return makeup. Even if I'm like lukewarm on something, I won't return it. Mascaras, I am like, I will send you back from whence you came, because no one has time for flaky shit on their cheeks. Nobody has time for it. I don't have time for it. You don't have time for it. Why waste your time? Also, there are 5 million mascaras out there. I will move on to the next one. You know what I mean? I'm done. I'll move on. Charlotte's Full Fat Lashes. The brush looks like this. The mascara is amazing. I'm not even gonna curl my lashes. The formula, the reason I like it is because the formula is very, it's on the drier side is what I would say. So for me, I tend to love a mascara when it's had maybe a week or a couple weeks use. You can start to get that dry feeling in it. Not where it's like dried out, but just where it's not wet and goopy. And this has that perfect like drier formula from the very first use. Now granted, I don't know if that affects how long I'm gonna have this bottle, how long it'll last before it truly gets dry. I love the formula here. No flaking whatsoever. The brush is perfect in my opinion. It's not too fat, it's not too thin. It'll grab every lash. It does give volume. Like I said, I'll show you. I did not curl my lashes. That's one eye done. Of course, this entire video, there's been no construction, and then all of a sudden the construction starts up. So I'm sorry if you hear noises. I say that in like every single video with you guys. I just feel so bad. We just live in a neighborhood that's so busy, and with the times that I have to film, like you're just bound to hear some stuff. So that is the mascara all complete. I love it. It's great mascara. Okay, we're gonna do the lips real quick. I'm gonna grab a lip cheat. I have 2 of them in the same color. It's this one. So this color is called Pillow Talk. I don't really use liners very often, mostly because I just wear like nude lips. But her trick with this is that you can kind of overline. I feel like now it's not a trick, everybody does this. However, Pillow Talk is a great shade to do it. Her liners are definitely great. If you're a liner person, you'll love them. I have a few different Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I keep a couple like in my actual purse. So this one is Pillow Talk. No, this one's Bitch Perfect. This one is Pillow Talk. This one is Bitch Perfect. And then I also have one of her new Hot Lips 2 lipsticks, which I did mention in a video recently. They're basically all just shades of nude. Shocker. But out of all of them, first and foremost, the formula on all of them is amazing. Period, end of story. Her lipsticks are great. They literally look all the same on this camera. Her lipsticks are great. Pillow Talk is slightly darker, more brown undertone. Bitch Perfect is like a perfect pinky nude. And then In Love with Olivia has a little bit more of a peach tone to it. I'm gonna do In Love with Olivia today. That and Bitch Perfect are really honestly my favorite lipsticks she makes. I love those colors. Pillow Talk is nice. I prefer the liner to the lipstick color. Again, that's just a preference. They're all great. The In Love with Olivia one actually is refillable. So the case, you basically can just buy the refills from now on. Love the formula, very soft. Again, my dry skin translates to my lips. So I have a tendency to look a little crackly, but not with this shade. Beautiful. All right, y'all, that just leaves the blush. Charlotte says she does blush last for a specific reason. Looks like a nipple. This one is in the shade Ecstasy. It's one of her cheek to chic blushes, just giving it a good swirl. She says she does blush last to kind of like, just doing the apples, to kind of prevent you from going overboard. Essentially, you can like better see how much you need, which honestly makes sense to me. I feel like sometimes I get done with my makeup and I'm like, oh, hi. I love these blushes. I want more shades of them. I love the formula. Again, everything is so finely milled that it just ends up looking really natural, really glowy. Ugh, I just love this whole look. All right, that's it, you guys. That's the full face of Charlotte Tilbury makeup for you today. You know, I struggle with this because at the end of these, I kind of want to talk through what I thought was worth the money. I'm really sorry. It's all worth the money. Every single piece. It's beautiful. I get it. You can find really good. I'm not saying you can't find good products at cheaper price points by all means. I guess for me, I just think that they live up to the price point that they're at. I do think the one thing that I wish was a little bit cheaper are the quads. Honestly, for eyeshadows at the price that they're at, it's just not worth it in general. And I think there are a lot of really good eyeshadows. I think there are so many good eyeshadow palettes out there at cheaper price points. So you could totally do this look with a completely different palette and I think it would still be beautiful. But really, if you do invest the money in any of these pieces, I actually don't think you'll regret it. And that's really what I want to say. I think that they're priced high and the quality is high. It's a beautiful look, it's glowy. I've been getting compliments on how my skin looks. I'm not wearing any concealer. Obviously you can still see a zit or two, but nobody seems to care. I'm still getting the compliments and I'll take them. I'll take them. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and had fun creating this little like glowy Charlotte Tilbury look with me today. If you did, please give it a thumbs up for me. I really hope that you subscribe to my channel and join my Bagel Babe family. Please tell me down in the comments below what brand you'd like to see a full face of makeup done next. I did Too Faced, I plan to do Bare Minerals. I've got e.l.f. on the books to do. So just hit me in the comments below, give me some ideas, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.